how you relate to it. So hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Harriet Allure, and please make sure to go and subscribe to Mrs. Snares on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and as well as TikTok. I will be in position to give you the gist or a bit of the glitz and glams as well of dating from a different race. But then, majorly, I'm here to talk about the other side, the flip side, the not so good part, the not so glamorous part of dating from a different race that nobody talks about. So that flip side, I'm here to redirect some of my brothers and sisters before you actually get into an interracial relationship, or if you're dating, the actual marriage. A few things that you really just need to know. It's not always easy. It's not always a black and white name. There's a lot more to it. So I am in an interracial relationship. It's almost a decade. And boy, do I really just want to put that hat on and say I have made it. But to say that I have made it without explaining some of the challenges, some of the things that almost broke me in this 9 or so years, I would be lying. Some of the biggest challenges in any form of interracial marriage, relationship, dating game is the culture difference. The culture difference is always going to stick out. It's going to stand out. Nobody talks about it. Everybody talks about the travels, the wonderful, beautiful children that you have. A situation where most of them, well, in my case, maybe don't cheat, don't have an eye out, and all that is wonderful, yeah. And the learning of new cultures, the learning of new things, and having to live with somebody different from what you've known, different ways of just doing things. It can be exciting, and it's different. Yes, that's true. But the flip side is the culture difference is so huge that there'll definitely always be clashes in this kind of relationships, marriages, or lifetime partnerships. So in the African society, we always say that it takes a whole village to raise a child. And this is seen in how communal Africans are. African societies or home states have a situation whereby if A doesn't have salt, in the same home state, B is going to take and give it there. If A has lost somebody, a swarm of people from that entire home state will go there to cook, to prepare, and be there. And these are just the smaller things, right, that happen in African home states. For example, disciplining a child in the African home state or in the African community or societies, it's a whole village. If let's say if Akelo was walking or going to the market and met my son playing by the roadside and not going to school, it's rightful for Akelo to say, look, it's time for school. What are you still going to do? What are you still doing here? Why aren't you at school yet? Why are you kicking balls by the roadside? Akelo will hold that child's hand, yeah, and make sure that she delivers this child either to the school or in the evening. Akelo will take it as a part of her responsibility, to bring this child back to me and to see that this child is scolded for doing wrong. While in other races, the ones that I would say I have experienced, it's an individualistic kind of living, Somebody will not that they don't care, but they are just brought up in a way where it's me, it's I. It's never we, it's never a community. Lately I see people have started creating like neighborhood watches and all that. And maybe that is a step, for Europeans as well, to start being a little bit more communal. And these people are brought up in a way that it's about them. So when you come and mix these two races together, there will be so many challenges 10 years after you've met. that you will still be bickering about in the house. My husband and I will still bicker because oftentimes he will come to me and say, where are my car keys? Where are my house keys? Where is my helmet? These are family things. The helmet is a family thing. The car is a family car. The keys, it's the house keys. He could say, where are the house keys? Can I have the keys, please? But let me bring it even closer so you get it. He will say, where's my remote? In the beginning, I would say, is it because you bought the TV? Why? Then he's like, no, but it's my remote. I would say, nay, honey, it's ours. We live together. We share some of these bills. So it's ours. Where's my glass? So this person has been brought up in a very individualistic kind of way where it's about him. And it was going to take a lot of understanding and compromise from the other partner to understand that this is just his way of doing things. And sometimes it's going to get to your nerves. You're going to say, oh, I can't take it anymore. But well, if you're not dating, maybe, if you're married, a marriage is a lifetime commitment. And while I believe that the thing that brings interracial relationships and marriages stronger and keeps and makes them last longer, it's love. Love is the unifying factor. And love doesn't grow. Love doesn't go away. It doesn't die. You need to look at love as a commitment. To love somebody, you need to look at marriage as a commitment. You are committed to live with this person from the day that you chose them. Yeah, whether the TV is always going to be theirs, the remote is always going to be theirs. So many cultural differences. I think in my next clip, I will be talking about my first culture shock when I traveled to my husband's hometown. The heating device had to be turned on during the summer. None of them could get it because I was wheezing. I saw my husband's mother bring up his underwear. The biggest culture shock in the history of culture shocks for me, that a 31-year-old man's clothes is still being washed by his mother. I just couldn't get it. So many of these are still going to be coming up. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for some of these life tips on dating from a different race. My name is Harriet Allure. It's Mrs. Snares on YouTube, Mrs. Snares Mom of Two on Instagram, Facebook as well, and TikTok. And see you next time. I think it's time for my coffee break. Bye.